Since I was a teenager, I've had some pretty severe bunions that always caused me pain. I tried bunion corrector devices and shoe inserts, but nothing helped. I went to see a foot surgeon who ultimately convinced me bunion surgery was the only way. To be honest, I don't remember why I thought my insurance would cover it, other than I think I called at one point to see if it was something they covered. And they said yes, and my surgeon told me it would be. I was 23 years old and didn't know any better. My insurance paid for the surgery in full originally, then a few months later said they had an independent doctor review my case, and they deemed it not medically necessary due to no evidence the patient attempted conservative treatments prior to resorting to surgery. I didn't know about this until after my surgeon already sent one of the 2 appeals they allow. Additionally, the surgery I had did not require prior authorization, apparently. I am now in the loop and going to work with my surgeon to send a second appeal with receipts of the shoe inserts bunion correctors. I bought 2.5 years prior to the surgery, but I am worried it won't be enough, as obviously my insurance will do whatever they can to not pay it. Are there any other things I should know about to try to not be responsible for this $20,000+ surgery?
Podiatrist here. There is no supported literature for conservative care for a bunion. The bunion corrector and shoe inserts have no supporting data that suggests they improve your function. Nothing can cure a bunion other than surgery. There are options to alleviate symptoms, but they are by no means treatment for a bunion. I would not worry much if they deny the appeal again. I would request the required conservative care with supporting literature and take them to court. Any qualified expert opinion would wipe the floor with the insurance company, and they will settle outside of court for your bill and fees.
Thanks. This is why I decided to get surgery in the first place, as I knew the bunion was only going to get worse as I age. I am starting to have confidence that the second appeal my surgeon submits will be bulletproof after incorporating all the advice I've gotten.
This literally just happened to me with Cigna. Call your insurance provider and tell them you want them to 3-way call your provider's billing department to double-check coverage. They have to do this if you ask. Turns out they tried to tell me that the local hospital was out of network and my claim was not an emergency because I didn't go to the emergency room. I had emergency surgery for a detached retina within 8 hours of the diagnosis. The hospital was indeed in network through a third party. The billing department actually had to pull their contract with Cigna to prove this. This was also an emergency procedure. Everything was corrected pretty quickly after this call.
Don't pay this. Never ever pay it. No one expects you to pay it, including your insurance company and the surgeon. Work with your surgeon to get insurance to pay up. Insurance companies are shit and will do whatever they can to not pay the surgeon and get you to pay for it. This is part of their business model. They're just hoping you and the surgeon won't be stubborn enough to get them to finally pay out. Worst case scenario. Maybe you will negotiate with the surgeon to pay a much smaller amount, maybe what you would have had to pay out of your deductible. But don't do this, because this would mean the insurance company wins, and fuck them.
I've been doing surgery for 21 years. People saying lawyer up, file a complaint with the DOJ, etc. In my experience, this is unnecessary. While unnerving, this is business as usual for insurance companies. You can get pre-auth, dot all the I's and cross all the T's, and they might still deny for completely inexplicable reasons. The reasons might even be already addressed in records they gave. They may contradict their own policies. Most majors have 4 levels of appeal, and it can take up to 18 months to go through them, but it's just paperwork and time. Your physician and the facility isn't being paid either, so it's in their best interest to appeal, and it's usually just an automated process done through their internal or third-party billing companies. Just stay in contact with them and realize it takes time, and you don't have to pay anything in the interim. If your providers are sending you bills without appealing, they are either just being dicks, quite possible, or it's just another automated process on their part. Just call them. Usually their billing department will be helpful and reassure you they can appeal. In the end, even though there's a 6-18-month lag, it's extremely rare for elective surgeries that a practice does on the regular not to be paid. Granted, I can't speak for emergency services. That's a totally different situation.